everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ-Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing my time. Doing my time. Got myself a problem.
You are a rat
bastard.
Live from our affiliate ITMI studio in San Diego, it's the Rat Bastard Sports Show. You've never heard a sports show like this. No, you haven't.
I can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit. I am the Schmedley. I am the Eddie Haskell of ITMI Radio.
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. You rat bastard. Holy fucking shit.
Fucking New York Giant Knick fan.
Blow me. Oh, blow me.
All right.
The Rat Bastard Sports Show can also be heard on WAHA 94.2 Digital FM in Piedmont, North Carolina. Tune in every Monday through Friday, 7 Eastern Standard Time, 4 Pacific, for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, the Rat Bastards.
Hey, what's up, boys and girls? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Sports World Radio's NFL Real Talk. That's right, nothing but NFL talk on this show right here tonight, 1 hour commercial free. This show, NFL Real Talk, is brought to you by ShirtShopper.net. Head on over to ShirtShopper.net and get your t-shirt today from ShirtShopper.net. All right, what do you say? Hey, if you're listening to us on SportsWorldRadio.com, thank you very much. You want to come over and hang out in the chat room with us today, you're more than welcome to do that too. We're over at Spreaker.com. That's right, Spreaker.com, S-P-R-E-A-K-E-R. That's S-P-R-E-A-K-E-R.com. If you don't have an account, get yourself a free account at Spreaker.com and then type in Sports World Radio. The show will come up at the bottom of the screen. Just head on over to the right-hand side, click the heart, click the open chat bubble next to the heart, and the chat room will open up. Start chatting away. You want to get involved with the show, 619-663-3715. That's 619-663-3715 to get in touch with the show. We got everybody on the lines with us tonight. First of all, like always with us, our good friend and our co-host, Sean Mann, the update man. What's going on, buddy?
I'm doing good, Jeff, and welcome everybody to the NFL Real Talk. It is 9:06 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 6:06 p.m. on the West. It is Saturday, November 22nd, 2014. And for you people in the Central, figure it out for yourself.
All right, and also you heard that voice right there, our good friend who's always with us every Tuesday and Thursday, our good friend Frank Sprankle, the Big Wind. What's up, buddy?
Stand back. There's a gale force coming through. You know what? I gotta tell you. I would. Don't you think? And I'm looking here at the pick distribution.
Uh-oh.
Do you think for the 4% that had the Oakland Raiders winning on Thursday, they should get some prize?
Oh, I think so. We'll get into
they
that.
Should get a prize. They should
bit.
really get a prize.
Yeah,
I don't know
so.
what it should be. If it should be one of those cheap prizes that you would get at Chuck E. Cheese if you only have like five tickets and that's all. You know how they have those comb mustaches?
I don't think anybody.
I think we should give them those.
And I don't think anybody in our Pick'em League picked Oakland, except for maybe our producer of the show and program director, our good friend Josh Lopez. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Rat Bastards?
How you
Did
doing,
you pick
pal?
Oakland?
Did you pick Oakland?
No, I was going to. Remember, Sean, I told you on Skype?
Yeah, I remember you told me on Skype. Yeah, good to hear from you, Josh Lopez. Weather right now, before we get into the NFL Real Talk, cloudy and overcast and cold. And Jeff would say, that's what I get for living where I live.
That's right. It was beautiful today. I went out. You know what? Before we get into the show really quick, yesterday was my dad's birthday, so I want to say happy birthday to my dad. He was 78 years old. I went out for lunch with him this afternoon, and I just got home a little bit after 5. So I want to say happy birthday to the old man.
Yeah, can I also follow up with saying happy birthday? Yeah, can I also say happy birthday to my mom, who 2 days ago turned 60.
There you go, man. My dad just turned 78. Holy freaking Toledo.
Happy birthday, Jeff, to your dad, and happy birthday, Frank, to your mother a few days ago. So
let me ask you this, Jeff. Would you want to live in Toledo this time of year?
Hell no. I would never want to live in Toledo. In Cleveland, get the flock out of here, will you?
Actually, I think, dude, you know what? If you lived in, we'll talk about this later.
Hey, you
want to
know something?
In Toledo, you're in driving distance from seeing a free NFL game on Monday night.
Well, we'll get into that in just a second.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the pick distribution for everybody in our group. Nobody picked Oakland. And I hate to tell you, but the Grape Ape, Adrian, Stoner Bob, Speed Nicky, Indy Hawks, and Mustang Dan all didn't make their pick. So thank you very much for your point. It wouldn't have mattered. We all got no points anyway.
Yeah, why don't you guys come up and collect your prize?
Well, going into this game, if we could get into this,
Let's
Jeff
go, brother.
and Frank and Josh, this was a shock. I watched the whole game. The Chiefs looked so flat in the game. They were down 17-3 at one point. They were down 14-3 at halftime. Kansas City just had a big chance to take possession of the AFC West, and they blew it. They blew the opportunity to go into Oakland and win. And the Raiders were saying, like you said, Jeff, and you're always the master of predictions, Oakland knows that, hey, we're a team that can play spoiler. We got nothing to lose. They'd lost 10 straight games, and then they finally ended it on Thursday night.
Let me ask you this, okay? Because I want to ask you guys a question here.
Go ahead.
Who won the game on Thursday for the Raiders?
You know what? I'm going to say the Oakland Raiders quarterback, Carr, was the big difference. He was the guy that led them down there for that final drive, and that made all the difference for the Oakland Raiders.
Oh, okay, listen. That was he had a great game, Sean. But what about Justin Tuck for calling a timeout after you had C.O. Moore, and I forget who the other dumbass was, that was celebrating the sack in which you had the Chiefs offense hurrying up to the line of scrimmage, and you have these two idiots deep in the backfield, and there was almost a penalty called on the Raiders.
I saw that, Frank, and I was like,
that was the right thing.
Oakland.
You know what? That was the right thing for Kansas City to do.
Justin Tuck called a timeout. Justin Tuck literally saved the game for the Raiders.
Yeah, but that was the right thing for Kansas City to do, knowing that those two guys were back there. You bet your sweet petunias.
Justin Tuck, I'm telling you, won this game for the Oakland Raiders.
Josh, your thoughts on the Oakland Raiders' first win of the regular season against the Chiefs?
I thought this game was going to be close because Kansas City was in a tough game with Seattle the week prior. So I thought, especially with being the short week, I think that was the play to Oakland's favor already. But I thought it was a good game. I think the winner for that game was the Oakland defense, and also at the same time it was Andy Reid's offensive play calling because, he had a high-power offense in Kansas City over the last couple weeks, and they couldn't do anything against Oakland in the first half. So I think Oakland took advantage of the field position they were given to during the game, and they made the best out of it.
And here are the stats from the game here, Jeff. Alex Smith was 20 of 36. He passed for 234 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and no interceptions. Carr for the Oakland Raiders was 18 of 35, 174 yards, 1 touchdown pass, and no interceptions for the 0-10 Raiders. The last win before that was November 17, 2013 against the Houston Texans, gentlemen, for the Oakland Raiders.
What?
So finally they end a 16-game losing streak.
You know what? That game is going to come back to haunt Kansas City. That loss is going to hurt them.
Oh, yeah. They blew the opportunity, Jeff, to win and gain a lot of ground in the AFC West. How happy is Denver? They're probably saying, hey, we got Miami tomorrow. Let's see if we can start have a little bit of room in the AFC West.
How happy is San Diego that they lost?
San Diego, too. And what do you think, Frank,
It's
of
a
that
lot of
AFC West?
Oh, the AFC West, that's the Denver Broncos division to win. This division, look, there are many divisions that have interest because there are divisions that are closely knitted. The Denver Broncos are going to win this division. As a matter of fact, guys, the Denver Broncos are going to get one of the 2 seeds. I guess the question is, can Denver get the number 1 seed and possibly have to avoid going to New England? Sean, your Patriots, I'm telling you, we'll talk about the Patriots when we get to their game against the Lions, but I'm going to say something about your Patriots. Right now, they're the team to beat in the AFC.
I would agree with that. After the loss against Kansas City, they've been on a roll with 6
Denver,
straight wins.
It's really important that Denver, I think, gets the number 1 seed.
I think so, too. It just depends on what happens. And you got to think about this, too, for Kansas City. Regardless of what happens tomorrow, the Chiefs better be ready to play against the Broncos. That's November 30th, Frank, in Kansas City. And that place is going to be loud, Arrowhead Stadium.
Yeah, it will be. And, of course, they're coming off a win against the Super Bowl champion Seahawks. But I just want to get back to this game on Thursday night. And once again, wasn't C.O. Moore, and I forget who the other member of the Raiders defense was that was celebrating the sack of Alex Smith. They were deep in the Chiefs backfield. Weren't they a bunch of idiots?
They were just because they were feeling
it. Their team. It could have been first down Chiefs. If Alex Smith had snapped the ball, it would have been first down Chiefs.
That's why he had to call timeout, Tuck.
Exactly.
Because the Raiders know that they didn't want to play for losing history.
The Raiders are an undisciplined team. Okay, congratulations. They won their first game of the season. But the Oakland Raiders, if not one of the most undisciplined teams in the league, they are the most undisciplined team in the league.
Josh, did you have
But would it really would it really matter, though? I mean, look at the Kansas City Chiefs this year. None of their receivers have a receiving touchdown yet this season. Kansas City still had the ball outside their 30-yard line when they're marching down the field. I mean, they got lucky with the Jamal Charles touchdown, but it wouldn't really matter in my opinion. I mean, Oakland played a perfect game that night, and Kansas City only got themselves to blame for losing that game.
And also, I'll say this, too. They were at home. The game was on national TV. You got to understand, primetime national TV. It's not a stage that the Oakland Raiders are used to. So that was an extra incentive, I think, for the Raiders to show up more determined. And sure enough, I think it paid off.
Was that? Let me ask you a question. Wasn't that the first game of the year where the Kansas City Chiefs allowed a rushing touchdown?
I believe so. That was a long.
No, I know it is.
I'll tell you what. This was the first game and the only game, for that matter, the Raiders are going to be on national TV this year.
Well, that's the first game all year that the Kansas City Chiefs allowed a rushing touchdown. How about that?
Yeah, Jeff. One was for an 11-yard touchdown run, and then, of course, Murray, the Raider running back, ran a 90-yard touchdown run, made it 14-0, and the Chiefs just looked flat. They had a chance to win, but they looked flat in the first half when I watched the game.
The Chiefs didn't allow a rushing touchdown all season until that game.
Yep.
And against the Raiders of all teams, a team that has absolutely no identity.
Exactly. All right, Sean.
It's not like we're talking about. It's not like we're talking about the Cowboys and DeMarco Murray here.
No, I know. Let's move on to the Atlanta game, Sean. Let's start going.
Okay. All right. First game we get to, early games tomorrow. The Cleveland Browns taking on the Atlanta Falcons.
Sean, who are you going to take?
I'll go with the Cleveland Browns.
Wow. Frank?
I'm going to go the majority of the pick distribution and say the Atlanta Falcons, although Cleveland, they're going to make the game pretty close, I think. Atlanta, they're coming off they haven't won many games this year. They're coming off a win against Carolina. It is in their own facility. I guess Cleveland, they desperately need the win tomorrow, but I think in the end Atlanta's going to prevail.
Josh?
I think it's also a very important game for both teams. I mean, look how bad the NFC South is this year. I mean, Atlanta still has the chance to win the division this year.
Right.
So and also Cleveland too. Everybody got 6 or more wins this season, so it's gonna be a good game. Josh Gordon is back from his suspension, so that's gonna help the Browns a lot as well. But I'm gonna go with the Falcons at home.
See, I'm torn.
Mm-hmm.
I am too. Dude, you're like me. Who do I pick?
Exactly, because I, you know what, I'm in the same camp as Frank because I believe if it wasn't for Johnny Manziel, freaking douchebag wouldn't have a name as a quarterback in the NFL.
Okay, let me ask you this. If the Browns do indeed lose this game to the Falcons, are we going to start to hear more of a Johnny Manziel campaign?
No, but
it shouldn't happen.
You shouldn't. Right, Josh, I agree with you. It shouldn't happen. And even if Cleveland does lose this game, I think their chances of making the playoffs just got knocked down to pretty much nil.
You know
exactly.
what? Hoyer's had a pretty solid year. I'm not going to say Hoyer's been the best quarterback in the NFL this year. Definitely not. It's not even one of them. But for the Cleveland Browns and their expectations, Brian Hoyer has had a pretty solid year. I mean, listen, anytime I see the Johnny Manziel Snickers commercials, I want to shoot my TV. I'm being serious.
Me too. I changed the channel. Okay, so I'm. You know what? Atlanta's at home. Atlanta desperately needs to win, but so does Cleveland. And I'm going to go with my original pick. I'm going with Atlanta.
Here's the thing about the Falcons when you think about it. You know, they were 2-6, and now the Falcons are saying, you know what? They need to fight for Mike Smith's job. And so far they've done that. They've won 2 games. They blocked that 63-yard field goal. They were able to win that last weekend against Carolina. So they're trying to do whatever they can just to get in there. And Atlanta knows they could be a 500 team and still get in there and clinch the division.
And it's a 3-team race.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's literally a 3-team race. I mean, Tampa Bay, you can eliminate them. This is a 3-team race between Atlanta, New Orleans, and Carolina.
Okay, and speaking of that Tampa Bay team, Sean, let's get to the next game.
All right, the second early game, it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to Chicago to take on the Chicago Bears.
Okay, Sean, who you picking?
This game, pretty easy. I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears. They played really well. They finally got their first home win last weekend against the Minnesota Vikings, trying to keep their slim NFC wildcard hopes alive, because right now it's going to be very tough for them to catch both Green Bay and Detroit for the NFC North Division.
It's going to be very hard. Very hard. Josh?
Bears. I think Bears pick up a victory. Lovie Smith does come back to Chicago, but tomorrow's going to be the reason why Jay Cutler will still remain the quarterback for the Bears and why Josh McCown in Tampa Bay. So I'm going to go with the Bears all the way, and I'm not counting them out for the playoff yet until the season's over.
Frank?
Or until they're mathematically eliminated. Look, I'm going to say this. The Chicago Bears are a team that I don't see going to the playoffs, but I do see them winning this game tomorrow. Tampa Bay, easy opponent. Although, hold on, they defeated the Washington Redskins in Washington. They defeated the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Both of their wins have come on the road. I think the Bears win this game tomorrow. I will take the Chicago Bears at home. But I think Tampa Bay is going to give them an all-out fight. Lovie Smith does know Jay Cutler. He knows him very well. Also, you got to understand, too, last week they defeated the Vikings, but they were defeating a pretty weak opponent, and it was only a one-possession win by 8 points. It really wasn't convincing at all.
Correct.
I'll take the Bears, but
Vikings
they still have
beat the
to do.
Buccaneers.
Okay, I'm going to take the Bears also, even though I have a feeling that the Tampa Bay is winning this game, but I'm going with the Bears.
And what's your before we get to the next game, your guys' thoughts about Lovie Smith coming back to Chicago? You got to be impressed though with the run that he had with the Bears. Frank, Josh, what's your guys' thoughts about that?
Very impressed. I'll tell you what, Lovie Smith, it seems that actually the Bears may have been worse since Lovie Smith left, because you got guys that just aren't seem to adapting to Mark Trestman. Understand this. Lovie Smith, great tenure. The playoff appearances, the Super Bowl year of 2006, they didn't win it, but they made it to the Super Bowl. You don't associate the Chicago Bears really with Super Bowl history, at least from the standpoint of a dynasty. So for Lovie Smith, it was great. But understand this. You typically have a coach that was fired as a result of not being able to control the locker room anymore. That wasn't the case with Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith had all of the respect of everybody in that Bears locker room. The problem was that the offense wasn't clicking, and they wanted to go in a direction of offense. That's why they hired Mark Trestman. You should have heard Devin Hester, who's no longer with the Bears, now with the Falcons. He wanted to retire. He was that pissed off after Smith was fired.
Real quickly, Josh, your thoughts about Lovie Smith coming back to Chicago?
I think it's going to be a good moment. I think Lovie did a great job here as opposed to the 4 other nimwit coaches that we had, like Dave Wanstead and Dick Duran or whatever. But I think what happened with Lucky was a microcosm of what's going on right now. I don't think the Bears have had a solid GM in over 25 years. So you have players that are not in the right system that they're trying to run for each season, and that's the reason why you see like 8-8 seasons or disappointing seasons where you expect to win more games than they actually do. So it's not Lucky's fault totally. I mean, he is a defensive guy, and you are supposed to focus on both offense and defense, but it was more of a personnel issue from the GMs and the owners of the Bears.
Before we go on, Josh, I'm not going to defend Dave Wanstead, but he did win one playoff game with the Bears.
That's true, he did. 23 minutes after the hour on NFL Real Talk. The next game, Jeff, that we get to How about this one? The Jacksonville Jaguars traveling up to Indianapolis, Indiana to take on the Colts.
Boring.
Dude, I have a question. I'm looking here at the pick distribution. This is like an election. I see 99% Colts, 1% favoring the Jaguars. Is there a 1% margin of error like in a political election?
Yes.
I don't know, but Josh, how can you say it was boring? Remember a couple weeks ago on NFL Real Talk? You picked Jacksonville to beat Cleveland, and you got that point. I remember.
Hey, listen. St. Louis beat Denver last week. Anything can happen.
That is true. This
Right.
has been a crazy year in the NFL.
And the Jets beat Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago, which angered
That's
Wes
right.
so much.
Anything
And the
can happen.
Buccaneers beat the Steelers. Dude, the Buccaneers beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
If
I'll go, though, and I'll
Jacksonville,
say the Colts will win this game. Go with Indy.
if Jacksonville wins this game, I'm going to be a little upset. They're a week late. Or 2 weeks late, I should say. I'd be a little upset.
Let me ask you this. Go ahead. No, go ahead, Sean.
I got to go with Indianapolis. Andrew Luck had a very rough Sunday night performance last weekend against New England. He's going to come back and play much better. I still say, like you said, Frank, on Tuesday's show, that the division still belongs to the Colts, even though it's Indianapolis up a game over Houston. I'll still say they're going to get to the playoffs, though.
Okay, if you're a Jaguars fan, and there's not many, and that's like finding a needle in a haystack, but there are some Jaguar fans. Do you really want to see this Jaguars team win the rest of the way? Because you had the Raiders win on Thursday. You're still in contention for the number 1 draft pick here. So why wouldn't you want to see the Jaguars lose? I'm taking the Colts.
You don't want to see the Jaguars lose. You want to see them win, so they're not in contention. If you're Oakland.
Wait, it's between Oakland and Jacksonville for the number 1 pick.
Exactly. So Oakland's praying that Jacksonville wins. Right?
Yeah, so they
Okay.
can get the number 1 pick.
Right. So you're taking Indy. Josh, who you taking?
Dude.
Hey, I'm sorry to be that guy, but Skippy, he said today
Oh,
that
God,
Andrew
no,
Luck is
jeez,
a
can
Tony
we go
Romo
without-
ripoff.
Can we
Who?
go
And
1
I
hour
kinda
without
felt bad for-
a you-know-who reference?
Who's a Tony Romo ripoff?
Anyway, before I was interrupted, Skippy said that Andrew Luck is a Tony Romo ripoff, and I kind of felt bad for him because Tony Romo can't even lace Andrew Luck's laces. So I'm going to go with the Colts. I wouldn't be surprised if Jacksonville won, but there's no other way around it. You need a rebound after getting shellacked at your home field on a primetime game.
Hey, I got a question for you, Skippy. How many freaking playoff wins does Andrew Luck have compared to how many playoff wins Tony Romo has? And if I'm not mistaken, Andrew Luck has been in the league less time than Tony Romo and has more playoff wins. So suck an egg, Skippy.
Guys, good night. I'm leaving. I was hoping there wouldn't be one you-know-who
Okay, that's the end of the-
Sure enough,
Okay.
my night's been ruined.
Hey, I didn't do it. Okay?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Josh. You ruined my night.
I
Oh, and by
didn't
the
do
way,
it.
as far as the Raiders wanting the Jaguars to obviously win this game, don't you think that furthers my argument that there should be an NFL draft lottery?
No, personally, I think it should go to the worst team in the league.
Draft lottery for me.
The thing about the Jaguars is this: we all know they're not going to make the playoffs. Duh, we know that. But they're like the Raiders. They're saying, you know what? Got nothing to lose. Let's just play spoiler and see if we can shock some people and beat the best teams.
Yeah,
They
but
wanna-
you said you're taking Indy already, so what are you talking about?
I'm just giving a perspective on the Jacksonville side. I am taking Indianapolis.
Who are you, Stephen A. Smith, for Jiminy Cricket's sakes?
No, I'm just making it's an opinion and perspective. That's why it's called NFL
Okay,
Real Talk.
I'm taking Colts. I'm taking the Colts.
Colts.
Yeah.
All right, the next game we get to, it'll be the Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings.
hold on a second, Sean. Everybody's taking Green Bay, right?
Including me. Go ahead.
Everybody. You too, Sean. You too, Josh, right?
I'm
Yeah,
going to
Josh.
go with I'm going to go with Minnesota at home.
Oh!
Actually,
How did you know, Jeff?
they're going to play
how
down.
did I
They're
know
going to play
that?
down to the Packers on the road, and I'm going to go with Minnesota.
How did
See,
I
Jeff,
know
you
that?
were
How
just
did,
assuming he was going to take the Vikings.
how did, no, I listen, I assumed you, me, and Sean were going to take Green Bay. I had a feeling he was taking Minnesota. I had a feeling that was his upset pick of the week. I had that feeling.
Because he's sick of Aaron Rodgers. Is that right, Josh? Because he put up 53 points against Philadelphia last weekend.
And once again, Aaron Rodgers has to be anybody worthwhile this season, and we're giving them all the praise.
You
But
know
Let me
what?
ask you this.
You know what?
Let me ask you this,
what?
Josh. What do you do when you see those Aaron Rodgers State Farm commercials?
You know what?
I turn off my TV. That's what I do.
You know what, Josh?
And I go to bed because I'm pissed off.
You want to know something? You want to hold on. You want to know something,
Dude.
boys? Hold on 1 second, Frank, Sean, and Josh. You want to know something? That's a Chicago Bears fan talking right there.
It is. I'll
That's
tell
a
you what,
Chicago
that's why,
Bears
because
fan
he wants to see
talking.
that. And I don't blame him. Any Bears fan, including me, would love to see the Packers
Am
lose
I-
this. Look, trust me, if the Bears don't win this division, I'd rather the Lions are in contention. I'd rather it be the Lions than the Packers, quite honestly.
Correct. So that's a Chicago Bears fan doing that right there. He's taking Minnesota. Thank you for the extra point there, Josh. I appreciate it.
So, Josh, you're going to go with Minnesota.
Unbelievable.
The Packers throughout their history, when they've gone up to Minnesota, and they've either played in the Metrodome, but even though they're not in the Metrodome, now they're playing outside up there in Minnesota, they have given the Packers some trouble over the years, too.
Yeah, I know they have. Let's go to the next game, you freaking hump.
All right, it'll be the Detroit Lions at the New England Patriots.
It's a good thing Detroit Lions have to play on the road this week, huh?
That's right. I think everybody knows I'll be going with the New England Patriots tomorrow. Yeah.
I'm going with the New England Patriots, too. Look, say what you want about the Detroit Lions and their great defense. The only way the New England Patriots can lose this game is if they're going up against the 1985 Chicago Bear defense. I'm going New England Patriots.
Josh?
And the
I'm going to go with the Patriots. I think either Matthew Stafford or Calvin Johnson could get hurt in this game, which could finally start the annual Detroit Lions slump.
Well,
check you out.
Megatron has not been healthy this season.
Is he playing tomorrow?
I believe he is,
Yeah,
yes.
he's playing tomorrow.
He did play in the game against Arizona, but he was taken out.
That's not a good place to go and play when you haven't been playing well. You know that? And on that note, I'm taking New England. Even though I like Detroit, I'm taking New England.
And the Patriots have been on a roll. Like you said,
Yeah.
Frank, before the show began, the Patriots really are the team to beat in the AFC. They've been unstoppable, and I was really impressed with what I saw last Sunday night when they beat Indianapolis.
I don't know who the best team is in the NFL. I mean, really, is it them or the Packers?
Nobody
because really,
knows.
if you look at
That's
the
the
Packers and the Patriots, they are similar right now in the
And
way they're
Frank-
controlling games right now.
Frank, do not rule out the Cardinals. Arizona is a team that's been
Oh, we'll
impressive.
talk about that. That's the game of the week in the league, by the way.
Nobody knows.
Tennessee Titans at the Philadelphia Eagles. Big game for the Eagles.
Boring.
I'm going to take the Eagles in this one.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to take the Eagles, and I'm just going to do that so we can move on and talk about some games that should be
But Frank-
more entertaining than this.
But Frank, this is a big game for the Eagles. They know they need to win this game before they have to play Dallas on Thanksgiving afternoon.
And that's going to be that's going to probably, all right, let me ask you this. Which is going to be the game of we'll talk about that next week, but that's going to be probably the highlight game of the day in the NFL on Thanksgiving.
Josh,
What
are you
game is
taking in
that, Josh?
Tennessee, Philadelphia.
Well, it's Mark Sanchez being Mark Sanchez, so I'm going to take Tennessee on the road.
Well, you know what? I'll say this. Josh does have a point. Mark
Yep.
Sanchez has got to display leadership. He did a pretty terrible job when he was with the Jets displaying leadership. It was pretty awful. Dude, the guy had no control over anybody.
Well, they gave up 53 points in Double-A, and Browning were not very happy about that, Jeff.
Who cares what they
Josh.
think? So I wasn't happy, dude. I wasn't
Sorry
happy
about
when the
that.
Packers were blowing out the Bears 42-0 at halftime a couple weeks ago.
I'm going to
Jeff?
go with Philadelphia.
Next game, you got Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals
Yeah,
taking
boy.
on the Houston Texans.
Yeah, boy. I'm taking my Andy Dalton and Cincinnati to beat the freaking Houston Texans, okay?
I'll take the Cincinnati Bengals. Come on. They're playing against Houston.
I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals because not every player on that team and that Houston Texan team is like J.J. Watt. If every player were like J.J. Watt, offense, defense, and special teams, I'll tell you what, the Texans would be winning that division definitely. But guess what? They don't have any playmakers outside of Watt. I'm taking the Bengals.
You, Joshy?
For me, I'm going to go with the Bengals, but I'm not sold for them as far as the playoffs are concerned. Until Andy Dalton shows me he can win the playoff game, then I'll be a believer of him.
Well, you just sit there and be quiet.
Hey, I'm giving you facts. You look, I'm not calling him Tony Romo.
Well, it is
College
true.
never won a playoff game.
Because, Cincinnati hasn't won a playoff game since 1991.
That's okay. I still think Andy Dalton is better than Tony Romo.
Jerry Jones would beg the difference, say, hey, Jeff, how about one playoff win? He's won a playoff game. He hasn't won any.
That's because he's on a worse team than the Cowboys, so shut the hell up.
The late games, the late games we get to. First game, St. Louis Rams at the San Diego Chargers.
Oh, boy.
I'm going with St. Louis.
I'm sorry, Jeff.
Frank?
Yeah, I'm
St.
sorry,
Louis,
Jeff. I'm going to
what?
go with the Rams.
What?
Okay.
Hey, listen, if they can beat Peyton Manning and company, they can beat this Charger team.
If you know what, Frank? If my mother had balls, she would have been my father.
What the? Dude. Oh, my goodness, dude.
All right, Frank?
Excuse me?
I said if my mother had balls, she would have been my father.
Oh, my God.
Okay? If. You know how much I hate that word, if. I'm going to tell you something. Every time St. Louis has a big win like that, their next game, they get freaking blown out.
I have a question. Do you think the word if should not be in the dictionary?
I didn't say that. I just said I told you what I think of the word if and what my mother told me the word if means. She also said if I had wheels, I'd be a trolley car.
Okay, but we can speculate if the Broncos win, that helps their cause for home field advantage.
If.
Dude, the world is about ifs. Have you lived life longer? You should know better.
I'm going to take Phillip Rivers and the San Diego Chargers to beat the Rams. Now, I know St. Louis did beat Seattle. They did beat San Francisco, and last weekend they beat Denver. But I don't see them going into San Diego and winning against the Chargers.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Tough in San Diego.
Let me ask you a stupid question.
That's all right. Stupid questions are acceptable.
Yeah, but I didn't say the word if,
Wait, as long
did I?
as you admit it's going to be a stupid question.
I said, let me ask you a stupid question, you hump.
Okay, then why don't you go ask it? Punk.
What happens when Denver actually loses to Miami and San Diego wins? Over St.
Well,
Louis.
first of all, hold on. If Denver, right, because we're using the word if.
I didn't
let's
say if.
Indeed, the first scenario happens. If Denver loses to Miami, you know what's going to happen? People are going to be pressing the panic button all throughout.
They
Colorado.
already are because they lost to St. Louis. That's first of all.
If they lose to Miami, which is a pretty good team over the last few weeks, that's going to bode trouble for the Broncos.
Hey, I watched that game when Denver went into St. Louis, and I saw Bronco fans just sitting there with shock and sadness all over their faces.
Every time a San Diego team plays an inferior team, they play down to that team, and they freaking just barely win. I'm hoping San Diego comes out like gangbusters and wins this freaking game. I'm picking San Diego. Okay, I'm just saying.
That should be an interesting game tomorrow. It really should be.
I'll have that game on TV. It'll be a lot of fun to watch.
The game of the weekend will
in my
be
opinion,
Arizona Cardinals at the Seattle Seahawks, and you look at the pick distribution, 69% picking Seattle, 31% picking Arizona. And in this one, the Arizona Cardinals I am picking because they are showing to everybody that they're really the team to beat in the NFL. 9-1, best start for them since 1948.
I think this should be the Monday night game.
I think this should be the Sunday night game.
No. You're wrong about that.
Wait. Hold on. Everybody knew what happened last year when Arizona upset Seattle at Century Link,
This
correct?
should be the Monday night game.
Then why didn't the NFL? The NFL blew it there.
This should be the Monday night game.
Seattle's in trouble. I watched the game against Kansas City. They couldn't stick the ball in the end zone, and they had a lot of trouble winning. Pete Carroll was very frustrated after that game. He better have a good game plan against a very good and very tough Arizona Cardinal team.
Okay, I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks, but I'm going to use the if scenario. Shut up for a moment. I'm going to use the if scenario. If Seattle does not win this game, not only are they not going to repeat as Super Bowl champions, but you're hearing it from me first. They will not make the playoffs.
Use a different word than if.
Marshawn Lynch will be gone too, and that's going to hurt Seattle with their off season since they will not be in the playoffs.
By the way, let me ask you this. Who gets – Jeff, I know being that you live in San Diego, you will not be getting this game tomorrow.
No, I'll get the Charger game.
Yeah, because the Chargers are at home. Who gets this game on Fox?
The game is on Fox tomorrow?
Fox regionally. But you know what? I got Red Zone, and there's a website. You can watch all the games for free.
Yeah, I know that, but that's on Fox. And
yeah,
the
regionally.
Okay, so the Charger game's going to be on CBS, so I might get both of those games.
No, you won't because the Chargers are at home at the same time.
Doesn't matter. That Charger game will be on CBS. That game you just said is on Fox.
Right, but the Chargers are on CBS.
And
for
that
you
game
guys.
you said is on Fox.
Yeah, but the Chargers are at home though.
So
because
what?
the Chargers are at home, you don't get a game on the opposite network.
I do. Yeah, we do all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Josh, your thoughts
I'm going
on
to look
this
right
game,
now.
Josh, between Arizona and Seattle?
You guys keep using this if theory. You know who says if a lot? Skippy.
Oh, please don't mention his name.
Hey, you know what? Hold on a second, Josh.
Every time I try to make a big deal, he's got something to say, man. Let me finish my thought.
Okay, hold on one second, Josh. Josh, hold on 1 second for me. The Charger-Rams game is on Fox for me tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So that game's on Fox. So I thought it was on CBS.
No,
all right.
that
Then
game's
you
on
won't.
Fox.
Well, you definitely won't get that game. But you know what? Who cares? You got NFL Red Zone. If you have DirecTV, you can order Sunday Ticket, or there's a free website I know of.
Yeah, you know where I'm going to go watch the game tomorrow.
Yeah, let's not mention. Yeah, I'll tell you what. We'll mention. Should we mention the website?
I don't care. Go ahead.
Okay. If for anybody that wants to watch NFL games for free or any sporting event for free, go to atdhe.so.
Say it again.
atdhe.so. As a matter of fact, we'll mention that when we get to a certain game to be played on Monday night because it's not being seen nationally.
Yeah, right.
We'll get to that in just a sec. But Josh, your thoughts on the Arizona-Seattle
game?
game?
Sorry about that, buddy.
I'm just tired of Skippy and Stephen A. trying to treat Arizona like they're the Oakland Raiders. It kind of pisses me off because when it comes to NFL, there's a lot of teams that are good, but they have individual stars that make those teams good. This team is a team, full on the defense, on the offense, and on special teams. Arizona is the best team in the NFL right now. They get treated like garbage and saying that Seattle's going to blow them out at home. Well, I hate to remind everybody that Seattle lost to the Cowboys at home this season.
That's
so
right.
They're going to miraculously change these around because this is a big divisional game. I'm sorry, Seattle. You're going to lose. I'm going to go with Arizona.
I got to tell you something about Josh. He's making some great points here. I consider the Arizona Cardinals to be the Rodney Dangerfields of the NFL. They're getting no respect.
That is true because everybody would say that the Cardinals weren't supposed to be good this year, but look what 9-1, and they have beaten some really good football teams. Jeff, your thoughts on the Arizona-Seattle game?
I'm going to take the Cardinals in this game. Listen, the pick distribution is 69-31 Seattle. I'm taking Arizona.
What? I'm going to go with Arizona. I've never done this, but I am going to change my pick.
Oh.
I'm going to change my pick based on that Arizona defense because in the end, Arizona does have the defense that I think can contain the running game of Marshawn Lynch, and of course Russell Wilson. He is a factor with his legs just as much as his arm.
And whoever the Arizona quarterback is, he just can't screw it up. He's got to have
Drew Stanton.
Drew Stanton. He's just got to play flawless. Not flawless. But
hold on. But isn't this important for Drew Stanton's career because he was with the Detroit Lions. He was there until Matthew Stafford got the starting job. But for Stanton, he has been around a couple of teams, has been on practice squad, second string. For Drew Stanton, if not the Arizona Cardinals, he can earn a job with another NFL team next season.
Right. Exactly right. All right.
This is the league of opportunity. I'm just saying.
Let's move on to the next game there, Shoney.
Okay, the next late game that we get to The Miami Dolphins at the Denver Broncos. Josh, you and I have discussed this game. I will go with the Broncos in this one, but you are right, Frank, like you had said before. Denver loses this game tomorrow. The panic's going to continue to get bigger and bigger in Denver. And the Broncos, in my opinion, they do not look the same. They don't look like the Broncos of last year.
If the Broncos lose this game, 911 operators better be on standby to cut off Colorado.
I'll tell you one thing. Denver loses his game on Sunday. I'm glad I'm not going to be in that airport during the weekend.
Dude, I'll tell you what. If the Broncos do lose this game, there's not going to be anyone more pissed off than John Elway.
Oh, Elway.
Because you know what, John Elway, I'll tell you what, John Elway was pretty PO'd after. Did anyone see that press conference a couple days after the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I know.
Dude, did you, Jeff, let me ask you this. Didn't John Elway seem like he did not want to be there?
Yeah, of course.
And here's the thing, too. Go back to not this past season, but last season. The Broncos played the Seahawks in a preseason game. Little did we know they were going to be in the Super Bowl.
I know.
But this was after the game. I don't remember. I think they lost the game. I don't remember. But John Elway locked the doors of the locker room, and he was blowing gasket after gasket because he was not pleased with what he saw.
No, I'm taking Denver in this game. I don't think, I hope Miami wins, but I'm taking Denver in this game.
The only way Miami wins is to keep Peyton Manning off the field, and what they have to do is make sure that Tannehill plays a good game. Josh, your thoughts on the Dolphins-Bronco game?
You know what? If the Broncos lose, they don't deserve to make the playoffs. And if Miami wins, they should win the AFC. Even though I've been a big advocate for Miami this season, I'm going to go with Denver at home. This is an important game for the Broncos, but this whole starting the first half of the game, only scoring 3 to 7 points, is starting to get ridiculous at this point, especially with the people on that offense. You're only scoring 3 points against the Rams. Are you kidding me? Denver, really? You're that great of a team? It has to start now if Broncos are going to win the AFC conference. So I'm going to go with the Broncos.
Oh, and by the way, I want to inform anybody. I'm going to take the Denver Broncos at home tomorrow too. But I want to warn everybody: if you don't want to be Omaha'd out, don't turn this game on.
Well, here's the thing: Peyton Manning. Before we get to the next game, he said after the press conference, he goes, "Quote: We have to do a better job. This is unacceptable with the fact that we only scored 7 points against the St. Louis Rams, and we got thumped 0 for 3 on fourth down, had 2 costly fumbles in the game."
Some of that was Peyton Manning's fault because Manning was off his game on Sunday.
Yeah, he
really was. Did you see some of those passes?
Go ahead, Josh.
That's the most cliche response I ever hear. Oh, we need to do a better job. Oh, no shit, you got to do a better job. I hear it from every team that loses. Oh, we got to do a better job. How about you just win the freaking game once? Oh, we need to do this. We need to do that. And you're still losing.
Let me ask you this, Josh. What did you wanted to hear? What would you have wanted to hear if you're a Bronco fan, and which I know you're not. You're a Bears fan like I am. But let's say you're a Bronco fan. What would you have wanted Peyton Manning to say in that press conference?
We played terrible in this game, and I sucked.
So you're right. You know what? That's what I admire. That's what I miss about Jim Mora.
Playoffs.
Well, hold on. It wasn't more just playoffs. What about Ruchi Poo? Remember he was with the Saints that one year. Well, he was with the Saints for 10 seasons. But remember, it was I think 96, right before he resigned. I can't remember who he lost to, but remember he said we couldn't do diddly poo offensively.
Right.
We sucked. That's what you want to hear.
How about stop being politically correct and say what the hell you think?
But that's what's going on there for that game. We'll see what happens tomorrow between Miami and Denver. As we move along, 47 minutes after the hour, the Redskins at the 49ers tomorrow. What's the point of watching this game? I'm going with the 49ers. Look at the pick distribution. 98% favoring the 49ers, 2% favoring the Redskins. I'm so sorry, DJ Gary One Arm. You might as well just give up and wait till next year.
The 49ers will win this game because the Redskins are in turmoil right now. With Robert Griffin III and Jay Gruden pretty much clashing heads through the media.
Did you see that press conference?
They need to keep everything in-house. Listen, would you say that Jay Gruden's at fault here? Because I think he is. He should have kept this between him and RG3. If they want to butt heads, do it away from the cameras.
We got to focus on San Francisco. We just got to focus on. I saw the whole thing. I was like, okay, yeah, focus on San Francisco. We heard you say that over and over again for your press conference.
And here's the thing: Robert Griffin III was comparing himself to what, Aaron Rodgers and Peyton Manning. That is an absolute joke, don't you think?
Absolutely. Look at it. He hasn't even won one playoff game, and the guy gets banged up. Hey, Jeff, did you see that press conference by RG3 saying, well, he kept saying over and over again, we got to focus on San Francisco.
He's just doing the politically correct thing. That's all he's doing. He's not saying what he really feels. And I'm getting tired of that crap. Let's make our picks, boys.
Okay, I got the 49ers, Frank, 49ers. Josh, your thoughts? Redskins, 49ers.
Well, you were talking about the pick distribution stuff. I really give two thick feelings about it. It's like, especially when people do spreads or whatever, it's either you win the game or not. So with that, I don't really care. I'm not going to watch this game. I'll probably sleep past because I'll be watching Survivor Series. But I'll go with the 49ers.
You're going to take 49ers?
Oh, by the way, for those that want to watch Survivor Series for free, go to atdhe.so.
Go to WWE Network and you can watch it for free.
Jeff, your thoughts on the 49ers and the Redskins?
I'm taking San Francisco 49ers.
Now, the 49ers are doing what they can to stay in that wild card race. Sunday Night Football on NBC. This is a game that I know Jeff will be watching, and I will be watching, and I'm sure everybody else will be watching. Dallas Cowboys at the New York Football Giants.
I'm taking the Giants.
I'm going opposite. I'm going to take the Cowboys because Jeff, the team you root for, doesn't have a quarterback. I know he's been at the helm for 2 Super Bowls, but what have you done for us lately except throw interception after interception after interception after interception?
He's learning a new freaking offense, man.
Frank, I agree with you. I will take the Dallas Cowboys, too. If Eli Manning, I use the if theory, if Eli Manning wants to be better this weekend, he needs to not throw interceptions. He threw 5 interceptions in the game, which were costly against the 49ers.
Okay, after interception, that makes it 5 now.
Josh?
I'm not going to be watching this game, but I'm going to go with the Giants.
Good man.
What?
I like that. Next game, let's go.
All right, Monday Night Football. Here's the 2 games. The one that we will not be seeing. New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills. This was supposed to be the early game, but Buffalo got hammered and pounded by the snowstorm.
Okay, now let me ask you a question. Isn't football supposed to be played in the snow?
Yes.
Amen. Yes.
Freaking pansies.
The NFL the NFL on Friday made a decision to say that they would move this game from Thursday, from Sunday to Monday night.
Okay, and by the way, for those that live in and around Detroit, or you just want to see an NFL game for free, come to Detroit, go to Ford Field, you get free tickets for everybody.
Right, so if you got a family of 40 and you've never been to a game because it's going to cost you a lot of money, go to the game because you'll get free tickets.
Yeah, isn't that great? Oh, and by the way, and of course it will be seen on CBS in New York City and Buffalo. But for atdhe.so, Sean, I will be watching this game, I guarantee you.
I'll take the Buffalo Bills, though, going back to it. But do you remember the last time something like this happened, Jeff? You were the big Giant, since you're the big Giant fan. The Giants played the Vikings. It was like, I think, 2010. The roof collapsed because of snow, and then they had to move the game
to Detroit.
I remember that.
Second time they're doing this.
I know.
I watched that game on the internet.
Next game.
Well, Jeff, we didn't make. I picked Buffalo. Frank, who you taking between Buffalo and the Jets?
I'm going to take Buffalo.
I'm going to take the Bills at home, even though they're not at home.
Josh?
Nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills.
And by the way, Sean, I will be watching this game.
I probably will, too. I'll have to find it on my link.
I don't care.
Okay, Monday Night Football on ESPN. This game will be nationally televised. How about this one? The Baltimore Ravens at the New Orleans Saints.
Hey, Adrian, I'm taking the freaking New Orleans Saints. How about that?
Can I go next? Hey, Adrian, I'm also going to take the New Orleans Saints. There is no possible way this Saints team can be that bad and lose 3 straight at home.
Josh?
I'm sorry, I got to be the heel here. I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens.
Rat bastard.
So wait a minute, are you joining Adrian's alliance?
Yes.
I'm going to go with New Orleans Saints at home in the Superdome.
AWO, Adrian World Order.
There you go. You're taking the Saints too, right there, Shawnee?
Yep, taking the Saints.
Okay, what's the score for you?
I'm going to say in Monday Night Football's game, Jeff, the Saints over the Ravens 30-21.
I'm going Saints over the Ravens 27-17.
Really? Because that's what I had. No joke. 27-17. Saints over the Ravens. Seriously.
There you go, Frank. So
I'm not kidding. 27-17. That was my final favorite. Three minds speak alike, Jeff.
That's gonna be the score now, Frank. Thank you.
I
What do you
can't
got,
wait
Josh?
till I see Adrian have a nice bald head. Wait, our Christmas gift is coming, everybody.
What do you got, Josh? Josh, what do you got?
Ravens 27, Saints 20.
27-20. Okay, we got to do the Sunday night game, Sean.
All right, the Sunday night game. Dallas Cowboys go into MetLife Stadium and win 34-24.
Oh my God.
And the final score from MetLife Stadium: the Dallas Cowboys 24 to New York Football Giants. Sorry, Jeff, 10.
Oh my God. Sean, Josh.
Giants 30, the Cowboys 20.
Okay, watch this. Giants 35, Cowboys 10.
Oh, you're picking the blowout, Jeff. You just want to see Dallas and Romo lose.
The
Hey, you know what else he
blowout
wants to
scene.
see? He wants to see Skippy the next day being morning.
You're damn Skippy, I do.
Who will score the most points this week? I'm going to say New England Patriots do.
Josh?
Give me no, my bad. I'm going to go with the Colts, actually.
Frank?
Okay, hold on. I want you to defer. I'll answer his question, but I want you to defer to the next one.
Who's going to score the fewest points?
Yeah, trust me. I'll tell you who. Let me answer that question.
Who's going to score the fewest?
Who's scored the fewest points? Trust me.
Okay, I'm taking the Colts to score the most, and Frank, who are you taking for the fewest?
Okay, all right. Listen. As far as who's going to score the most points, I'm going to take, likewise, the Indianapolis Colts.
Uh-huh.
However, for the first time ever, who scores the fewest points, I'm looking at the same game and taking the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Beautiful, Frank, because that's what I'm doing too.
Well, we're on a roll.
I'll say for the fewest points, I'm going to say the Jets will score the fewest points on the Monday night game in Detroit.
Wow. Josh?
I'm going to agree with Smedley for the first time ever. I'm going to go with the Jets.
Who cares what Smedley has to think?
Wow.
Smedley! I'm Smedley, you bastard!
I know. That's what I'm saying. Who cares what you have to think?
And there are all our
I'm
picks
kidding.
for the.
I love the immaturity.
There are all our picks for the rest of the games for Sunday and Monday. How about them apples right there?
Those are good apples, and then we'll have to hear
Like
more.
I said, the most points and the fewest points I all have in one game.
Me too.
Don't worry. Hey, Frank, real quickly, don't worry about a thing, because then we'll hear more of Skippy talk on when you come on Tuesday.
Frank's
You know
gonna
what? I
love
guess.
that.
Hold on. I guess if the Cowboys do lose this game, it won't be that bad after all.
No, it won't.
It
It'll
won't
be fun.
because
It'll-
you know what?
Jeff knows that he'll be happy, and then he'll
gonna
be
be
like,
fun to
what you
listen
got to
to.
say now, Skippy, about
That's right.
those Dallas Cowboys?
He's gonna say they got lucky and all
My
that good
Dallas
stuff.
Cowboys are still good.
Yeah. My this, my that, my this, my that. Choke on that, you crapola. I hate that guy. Hey, you know what? Thank you, everybody, for listening to us. We're getting the flock out of here today. I want to thank all you guys for hanging out with us, Sean, Jeff, and Frank, and Josh, everybody here listening to us. Thank you once again. Remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable.
Amen.
For Sean Mann, Josh Lopez, Frank Sprankle, I'm Jeff Escal. This has been Sports World Radio's NFL Real Talk. We will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the football over the weekend. Until then, my friends, adios, amigos.
Goodbye.
Free football in Detroit.
Hey, boys, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, didn't we? So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over. See you next time.
Next time? When's that?
Pretty soon. Don't worry.
Pretty soon? How long is that?
In a little while.